Another time, since we're talking about guns, I went down that same road, only this time I had a 22 rifle. Same experience as a hot day. You could see my tracks in the asphalt. Reed Thompson was doing something else out on his farm. And I walked up the road, and when I got quite a bit away from their house, the Bringhurst house, I saw Mr. Bringhurst out messing with his mailbox. Didn't know what he was doing with it, but he was messing around with it. And then he went over and stood on the side of the road. And then he looked back at his mailbox as if he were eyeing it up to make sure it was level, flat, and side to side it was okay. And I thought, oh, it's a brand new mailbox. That's so sad. One of these days, somebody's going to shoot a hole in it. There isn't a mailbox around here that doesn't have a hole in it. And I just kept walking towards it. And when I got a little closer, I thought, heck, if it's going to, and everybody knows that it will, I might as well be the first one. So I reared my 22 up, shot a hole in it right in front of the dad. I don't know if there's a word big enough, but it's not stupid. I don't know how in the world I got thinking that I ought to do that, but I did, and I shot the hole in it. He grabbed the gun away from me and tried to break it over his knee. Now, you know that's impossible, don't you? You can't break steel and hardwood over your knee. It will break your knee. He only did it once, and it hurt sufficiently that he rammed it back in my chest and walked off. I didn't even know enough to feel bad. I didn't know why he was carrying on so, but he did. And while I was there, the neighbor who was a cousin to Mike yelled over. He was quite a lot older. He said, "Abe, have you ever shot a rifle before?" And I said, "No, I haven't." He said, "Would you like to?" And I thought, "No, I don't think this is a good idea to do that." He said, "Well, come on over here." "No, you'll be all right. It doesn't kick any more than a shotgun does." And I noticed you got a shotgun. So I thought about it for a minute, and I felt a lot of pressure to go. And so I finally went. And I walked over there, and you know these telephone poles that have got a little companion pole that goes up just maybe 3 feet, and it's got bands that wrap around it. It's just kind of a brace to help it so that it won't fall over. There was one of those there, and he said, "Just take it and stand right here and aim down towards that little pole, stub pole. Just pull the trigger, and it'll lodge in there." So I did what he said. I backed up just a little bit, aimed so that it was on about a 45-degree angle downward, and I pulled the trigger. And sure enough, it was about like a shotgun. But as soon as I pulled the trigger, the telephone line across the road fell down. I'm not kidding you, it fell down. I don't know if angels were trying to get me straightened out. I don't know what happened, but anyway, that bullet went down through the first little brace pole and up through the other pole across the street, hit the telephone wire, and knocked it down. All the telephones in Highland ceased working, but they didn't know it was my fault for quite a while. Now that I did feel embarrassed for, and it wasn't even my fault. But that's what happens to kids that tend to do that kind of stuff.